When an episode of Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner focuses on just one thing, there's always the risk that it's going to become stale and repetitive. But with just plain Beep, I feel like for the most part it managed to sustain my attention despite having just this one main focus. And apart from, maybe towards the end I started to get a little bit bored of the concept, but I liked it more than expected. Just Plain Beep was released in 1965, directed by Rudy Larriva, written by Don Jurwich, and focuses on this warplane. And Coyote, quite interestingly, spends the majority of the time in the air in this plane, which means that at certain points he's got an advantage over the Roadrunner because he's much higher up. He can see things much more clearly. He's got a wider field of vision, but at the same time, if he's in an aeroplane, that means he can't just try and grab onto the Roadrunner because he's going to crash the plane. So it's quite unclear how this is going to play out and what exactly is going to happen. But I will say it's not just, pleasingly, it's not just Coyote flying around for 6 minutes. He does various things. He involves, explosives at one point, and I don't want to give too much more away, but it is actually quite creative. And as I said, I kind of worried when I realised that this was, after about 2 minutes, I realised that this was probably going to all be focusing on this plane. And I thought, well, it's interesting so far, but for how long can they sustain this? And they did a good job for pretty much all of it. I found it to be quite a unique concept. I think there might be another one where he's in an aeroplane. I could be mistaking it for something else, but certainly for the entire cartoon, the design of the plane was good. I think it worked really well. We had some really good sound effects. It's well animated, and the pacing, apart from towards the end when I started to think, all right, we should probably wrap this up now. I think you've done all you can with this. I actually did find it to be quite engaging, with quite a steady pace, moving from one thing to another within the plane or involving the plane. So it definitely exceeded my expectations. All that being said, I didn't completely love it. It's never going to be one of my top Wile E. Coyote films, but at the same time, it's probably very memorable compared to a lot of them. There are plenty of Coyote cartoons where he tries all different kinds of things, but the cartoons themselves are actually pretty unmemorable and they can get lost among them all. But with this one, even though it's just focusing, or maybe because it's focusing on just one thing, I feel like it's one that's going to stick in my memory. So it's not an all-time favourite, but Just Plain Beep was definitely better than I expected.